Now right below printer and ink configuration we have step and repeat. This is where we can come into our template editor. To create a template, we go ahead and go to File, Create New Template, and for a kiosk we can call it, if we're doing say 4-inch tiles and we're going to do 9 of them in the bed, then we can call this a 4-inch tile. Now for size here, it's asking for the entire print area. On the kiosk that would be 13 by 22. And under description we can just type something that'll help remind us what this template is used for. Now we can go ahead and click OK. And here we have our printable area. To create a custom platen, because we can also on our larger machines use the platens that are available, and we can lay multiple platens down. They're already preset. But for something like this on the kiosk, we need to create our own. We'll come back up here to platen and to create new, and we can call it tile or 4-inch tile. Our size will be 4 inches by 4 inches. Our description, 4-inch tile. We'll click OK, and here's our tile. We can double click on it. It'll ask us for a location to put it, and we can just go ahead and click OK. It'll automatically put it in the upper left hand corner, and we can move these tiles around wherever we want them. If we want to go ahead and get more tiles in here, we just keep double clicking on the tile to bring more in. It'll keep putting them in the top upper left hand corner, but we can just move them to where we want them. And we'll just do 2 rows for now. Now you notice in each tile you see the number 1. What this means is this is the actual label, the platen label that we see here. What that means is if we print a job, and down at step and repeat we print one job and we tell it we want it to be label 1, then that job is going to print in all 6 of these blocks that we've created. Now if we wanted something different to print in each block, then we would create a template that would have different labels. Now what this means is that we're going to have 6 different prints. So that means you have to have 6 jobs open in your graphic program, and you have to print each job. Every time you print one of the jobs, you need to assign one of these platen label numbers to it. And then it will compile everything together, it will assemble it, and then we'll print all of them. Now that we've created this, we can go ahead and save this. There's our name from our original setup. We click OK, and we can go ahead and exit out of here. Yes, we want to exit. I'll save changes again just to be safe. Now when I come back up to Utilities and choose Printer and Ink Configuration, this is one of my choices in my template, and I can go ahead and load that there. Now when we actually go through the printing process, and we come back down to this screen, step and repeat, this is where we choose what label that we want it to actually go to. So now this probably makes a little bit more sense after seeing how the template is created. Now, of course, about, just like any program, is going to show us information about the version number and copyright information and so forth. Last, let's talk about our tabs down here. Under status messages, this is keeping detailed information about every job that we print for that day. If I scroll down, you see it's got information related to the very first job that we printed. Every time we see job start, that's a new job that we printed. As I scroll down, we'll see the next ones. This also gives us detailed ink costs. If you look here under cyan for that job, and that was the firefighter, the first firefighter that we printed, it uses 13.43 cents. I mean, it's really exact what it's getting it down to. And that's just a cyan. The magenta, 23.7 cents. Yellow, it only used 7 cents. Black, 13 cents. Now where it says white here, there's a 0. This white that's grouped with the colors is pertaining to the highlight layer only. This job was a white t-shirt print, so it had no white underbase, so we don't see anything for that. Now if we scroll down a little bit more, we'll find one that did have a white underbase. And here it's actually showing us a breakdown. This is our white underbase. The white underbase was $2.32. Notice it's all zero cost on the 4 colors. Directly underneath that, it's giving us the cost 6 cents per cyan, 5 cents for magenta, and so forth. If we look right here under layer type, that's the cost for the white layer. And if we look here, layer type, that's the total cost for the color layer. And now we'll go to incoming jobs. When the DTG RIP Pro is processing, we will see the job description right here. Once it's finished processing, obviously it goes over to process jobs. Here under process jobs, this is actually showing us the job, not necessarily a layer. If we look at firefighters, you notice it's got 2 pages. One page being the white underbase, the other page being the color. Now if we actually come over here to pages to printer, this is where we see the actual layers. We actually see a white layer here and a color layer here. These 2 files right here are all associated with this process job, those 2 pages. For example, the dragon here is just 1 page. We come over here and look, we only see 1 dragon. At any time here under pages to printer, we can double click on it and see a preview and see some basic job information about it. And also under process jobs, we can click on it, choose the page, and see a preview of it. Now here when we're under process jobs, we can go to view job settings and see how the output was sent. We can go to view settings here and see some even more detailed information about what settings we chose when we printed the job. Also under pages to printer, it'll tell us what output queue we went to. Now also under these tabs we have buttons down here. The buttons down here will change based on what we're in. If we're in process jobs, we have the ability to reprint the selected item, and we would do that by just telling it to reprocess duplicate job. It'll automatically reprocess just like it does when we print it from the graphic program. While this is reprocessing, let's go back over to pages to printer. We'll look at these buttons down here. Now this actually gives us the ability to take a job that may be printing or about to print and do things like pause it or restart it. And the best thing about it is being able to take a job, for example, the eagle here. If we select both pages, the white and the color, and we select production run, we can tell it to go ahead and run 10 shirts and to start production run, and it will immediately begin to spool the data to the printer. These are really the basic operations of the DTG RIP program. Now, for more detailed information about the DTG RIP software and how it works, you've got your manual you can always refer to see exactly what step by step you may want to do to try and achieve a certain function or feature or effect. And if you don't have your manual, you lost your manual, can't find it, you can always get your manual by going to your C drive and go into a DTG RIP Pro folder. You'll find that under DOCS for documents, where we have several PDF manuals you can read. This concludes our basic operation of the DTG RIP software.